Our economy is fueled by dynamic workplaces where the impossible becomes possible, where individuals reach their full potential. SHRM impacts the lives of 115 million workers and their families every day. And together, we can build a world of work that works for all. That is our vision: to advocate for better policies, elevate human resources, and develop stronger managers. Still, the workplace needs work. By creating better workplaces, we are truly creating a better world. One person can cause an effect. One person in HR can challenge outdated hiring practices, champion modern benefits, advocate for pay equity, and turn jobs into careers. HR empowers others to not only dream of change, but to create it. The actions of a few affect the lives of many. Join SHRM today to cause the effect you wish to see in the workplace.
Our folks here have over 20 plus years experience. We provide two main areas: express requests, which is a compilation of all various topics. You can actually save a lot of time by asking one of our advisors to do some research for you, to bounce off an idea, to find out latest current employer practices.
We talk about every topic imaginable under the umbrella of human resources. Among the most popular would be the Family and Medical Leave Act, the exemption status, questions about the salary basis. The questions go on and on. We could talk about many more of them. And if you want to do that, don't forget one of the prime benefits of being a SHRM member, the HR Knowledge Center.
Good morning. Hello, and welcome to the second annual Better Workplaces Challenge Cup. Thank you for joining us. I'm Guillermo Correa, Managing Director of SHRMLabs, SHRM's Workplace Innovation Lab and Venture Capital Arm. For those of you who are not familiar with SHRM, we're the Society for Human Resource Management, the largest HR association in the world with over 300,000 members that touch the lives of more than 115 million employees worldwide. This marks our 5th international segment virtually from Mumbai, India. A special thanks to the SHRM India team, which is joining us today as our co-host for this segment of the competition. And we have a special guest for some words that she'd like to say. So please help me in welcoming to the stage Archana Jarad, Director of Operations for SHRM India, APAC, and MENA. Welcome to the stage, Archana, and so great to finally be able to do an event in India with you guys. So the stage is yours.
Absolutely, Guillermo. It is so exciting because it's months and years of effort and initiative where we are today, and it's been an absolutely amazing journey getting to this stage. We are so excited to be hosting the last and final round of the regional rounds. In India, we have worked on multiple global rounds, and I would like to wish all the best to all the participants today. This is part, as Guillermo said, this is part of SHRM's initiative to look at critical aspects of the workplace and bring innovation. And as you heard Johnny say earlier, each one of us can cause the effect that we want to see at the workplace. And I think that is more true for all our participants, not just in today's rounds, but all the participants that have gone through the regional rounds. And I would also like to say that I think this is not just a competition, it is one of the biggest learning experiences for all the participants. And I'm sure you'll go back enriched. So look at this as an opportunity, not just to compete, but to learn from others who are doing amazing work at the workplace. And with that, I would wish all of you the very best. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right. So given the state of workplaces in the world today, this year's competition continues to be just as timely as last year's. Remote work, the skill shortage, mental health, and the great resignation are all driving the workplace to new heights of innovation. And innovation is the key reason why SHRM launched this competition. The Better Workplaces Challenge Cup is a pitch competition to find the innovators that are solving the most critical workplace challenges. And this year, we finally were able to take the competition global, and we've had competition rounds in the US, Europe, Latin America, Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific. This is the 10th and final first round segment of the competition. From this round, the top 2 companies are going to be advancing to the 2 semifinal rounds, and then the top 2 companies from each semifinal round will advance to the finals, which will be held at SHRM's annual conference and exposition, the largest gathering of HR professionals. And this year, it's happening in New Orleans, and we hope that you're able to join us there. So today, you're going to be hearing from 5 very exciting startups. Each company is going to be providing a 3-minute pitch, and afterwards, they will have a 3-question and answer session with our judges. The criteria these startups will be judged on are, number 1, is this a business that will be able to grow to positively affect the lives and work of millions of employees? Number 2, is this a business that will create better workplaces where employers and employees thrive together? Because you have to have a balance between the two. And then finally, number 3, we are SHRM. You know, all of you guys out there are HR professionals. So is this a business that will provide value to SHRM members and their companies by helping HR professionals become more efficient and strategic? Once the pitches are completed, the judges will deliberate and choose the top 2 companies that will move to the semifinals. Please note that this event qualifies for 2 PDCs towards your SHRM CP or SCP certification, and we're going to be providing the code at the end of the event. But for now, please help me in welcoming our judges for today. First up, we have Pankaj Bansal, co-founder and CEO at People Strong. Hello, Pankaj. Welcome to the stage. Thank you for being here. Next up, we have Aditya Malik, CEO and Managing Director of Talent Edge. Welcome to the stage, Aditya. And finally, Rajat Tandon, Senior Vice President at Indian Private Equity and Venture Capital Association. Rajat, welcome, and thank you for being here. So let's go ahead and get to the competition started. So please welcome our first participant, Spiky.ai.
Good afternoon. My name is Furkan Yers. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Spiky.ai. We analyze videos from your online interactions and meetings in order to increase engagement using AI. Our problem is one of disengagement, especially with online material and meetings. People are disengaged in their jobs, so 30% lower productivity. And in the worst case, if they churn from a job, this can lead to 2x salary costs. In the USA alone, this leads to $1.5 trillion of waste. The world has changed. No longer can companies afford to listen to their employees once every 6 months or 12 months using surveys, which no one really ends up doing anything with anyway. If an employee is unhappy with their job, they can immediately call up 10 other employers and within the week, probably get a new job. They no longer need to change their house. They don't need to change their kids' schools, and they don't need to change their social circles. So the barriers to exit no longer exist, and employers have to be much more mindful and create a human-first culture. Our solution uses video-sensitive analytics using AI. You upload your video to our platform. We run our custom-built AI facial, vocal, and visual models. We generate 48 different engagement metrics per second for your team members and your managers. Essentially, you can then use these with our personalized and actionable insights in order to increase productivity, reduce churn, and increase company loyalty. So basically, this wasn't built overnight. The founders are PhDs in machine learning. I worked at around 2.5 years at AMD building reconfigurable adaptive processors, while Parag worked at IBM Research on explainable AI models. We've built a world-class set of advisors and are in several prestigious programs and accelerators. Our main differences are in data adaptability and data richness, which gives us 10x better, 10 to 100x better and more accurate data outputs. Our AI is built of 19 parallel machine models that analyze everything from vocal tones to visual cues in order to generate the comprehensive look into your interactions. With our modern plug-in and plug-out approach, we provide APIs into the largest video conferencing platforms and have working partnerships with several of them and have zero switching overhead. This stable growth of 18% month over month has basically led us to 400K ARR. And we currently have 50 companies that have signed up into our pipeline that want to join the program. We also have several partnerships that are in the works with some of the biggest video conferencing platforms in the world. The market is huge, with 1.5 trillion wasted in the USA alone each year. The sector is in dire need of solutions. The number of hybrid companies has also jumped up from 5% to 72%, so the time is ripe for disruption. We wish to revolutionize engagement in order to increase productivity, loyalty, and engagement, and reduce the negative impact of churn. Thanks for listening to our talk.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hello, Furkan, and welcome to the stage. And for this round of question and answers, Pankaj, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Sure. Thank you, Guillermo. I love the whole setup. Thanks to you, Archana, and team. Hey, Furkan, congratulations on the great model. So my question is around privacy. So are you struggling or facing any questions around that? Because when I go into a meeting, do you take every meeting okay before I start speaking or something like that? So how are you handling privacy issues?
Yeah, so we, before the meeting starts, we ask for explicit consent. So everyone knows that they're going to be evaluated. That's our first level of kind of privacy benefit. The second is everyone's data is anonymized. So we basically use clustering algorithms to completely get rid of the personal identifiable information. And then the third level of privacy is we actually average the data. So the managers see the results of average responses of the team and things like that, so that no single person is kind of pointed out.
Okay. So I'll hold on to my second question. Let Aditya and Rajat ask. If we'll have time, I'll ask my follow-up question. Thank you for that.
All right.
Of course.
Next question over to you, Aditya.
Yeah, thank you. And hi, Furkan. Great stuff. Just a quick question. You said 50 companies are in pipeline and you have signed up a few companies. So how have been the results in terms of either saving, reducing the attrition or impacting the productivity, the metrics you have positioned? Any take on that?
Yeah, of course. So the first initial 12 months was spent developing the machine learning models. The platform has actually been put online about 2 months back. So we ran some case studies. Essentially, after our clients sent us their data, we would run our models and send the results back to them. And then we would ask if there's anything that they're tracking to see improvements on. They can see up to 6 to 7% better engagement per meeting. So it's as fast as that. Attrition, of course, is a longer term metric. So we're still kind of waiting on that and trying to evaluate that. Productivity, communication, inclusivity, these are all metrics that we're tracking, and we're getting good numbers on all of them.
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. And Rajat, next question over to you.
Thank you, Furkan. Excellent presentation. Love it. Just tell me, what are the challenges you faced during pitching this particular model to your customers?
Of course. So since this model is so all-encompassing, there's so many different segments that this kind of people can see different values in it, right? So HR professionals can see some value from it. Employees can see some value from it. Managers can see other value. C-level people, like top-level management, can also track other metrics like that. So getting our story clear is one of the hardest challenges that we face and still face, because we basically need to explain things to different segments of the workplace in different ways so that people can understand the value that we're going to provide to them.
Okay. Cool.
And Pankaj, I think you said you had a follow-up question. We do have time for that if you want to do that.
So yeah, very quick one related to Aditya and Rajat, what they asked. So Furkan, tell me, if I know I'm being evaluated and, I give the consent because of the peer pressure everybody else is giving. But how do I know what did you do with my data? And especially when I know it's going to HR, I can be very insecure.
Yeah. So everyone gets access to the data. Everyone can see exactly what we're providing them. So it's not like we're obfuscating things from the employees themselves. This tool is like a benefit tool. It's not to like judge anyone. The whole team is trying to increase their communication. And typically the case that we've seen is it's the reverse direction. Companies that have good culture are able to explain to their employees why this tool will benefit them. And companies that have toxic culture have a hard time explaining this tool to them. So basically, we don't have a hard time kind of pressuring anyone or anything like that because they already are, it's a team project, right? They all want to increase their communication outcomes.
Okay, so use case is communication. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Graham.
Can I ask a quick question? If we have time, just 10 seconds.
Sure, one last quick one.
Sure. So from a go-to-market perspective, what's been your approach so far?
So we were targeting B2B, but recently we've actually been approached by Microsoft Teams and Cisco WebEx for strategic partnerships so that we can deploy our like apps on their marketplaces. So our go-to-market is going to be kind of centered around that beyond this point, because we think that they have a wide reach, and since it's going to be zero friction for them to kind of do that. In fact, some of these companies have said that they can lead marketing campaigns with us kind of at the center of them.
Thank you, and all the best.
Thank you
very much, Furkan. And while the judges write down some notes, how can attendees find out more about Spiky?
Go to our website, spiky.ai. Our name is kind of the website, so that's a good point. You can also send us an email at info@spiky.ai.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for being here. All right, let's bring up our second participant, SHRMLabs.
Learning English was one of the skills that changed my life. English is a language that opened up a gateway of professional opportunities for me, as for countless others around the world. But I'm here to speak to you about another language that will have no less radical of an influence on our future. That language is data. Data is the single most important driver of the fourth industrial revolution. Once upon a time, the IT department had the data roles, but today, all roles are becoming data roles. To keep up, companies must invest in data upskilling, but are the current solutions enough? There are online courses, which are convenient but require great self-discipline by employees to progress. There are workshops and trainers, but how many workshops actually teach skills we can use at work the next day? Many workshops are abstract and unsuited for advanced technical skills such as data. Finally, there are coding bootcamps, graduate degrees, and intensive cohort-based courses. Although much more likely to succeed, these are huge investments of time and money for any team. SHRMLabs provides an alternative, the Learning Sprint. The SHRMLabs Learning Sprint is a 9 to 25-hour project-based learning experience. A learning sprint is centered around a project. For example, conducting a sentiment analysis to quantify employee engagement feedback. Then, during short but intensive sessions, participants learn the tools and techniques they need to carry out the project. All sprints are group-based and include live coaching from mentors and instructors. Furthermore, each learning sprint combines both technical tools and critical thinking discussions in order to ensure that employees can link their new learnings directly to generating business value. The SHRMLabs team came together in 2019 and began running learning sprints through data science bootcamps. But over time, we saw companies come to us and request learning sprints on a standalone basis for their workplace. Since then, SHRMLabs has designed and run learning sprints focused on data projects for teams in marketing, finance, customer service, and more. Now, we are providing learning sprints focused on enabling HR teams to accelerate digital transformation. We look forward to getting in touch at partner@shhrmlabs.com to help your teams achieve fluency in the language of the future.
All right, great presentation from SHRMLabs and Aurélien. Welcome to the stage. And for this round of the questions, Aditya, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Sure, thank you. Hi, Aurélien. Good stuff. Just a quick question. I understand what you're trying to do. How do you track outcomes, or do you promise outcomes after the people go through the process of training and understanding the data?
Yeah, great question. So our outcome tracking is based on the Kirkpatrick model. And so we're looking at the impact on business objectives. So at the very beginning, all scoping with a client involves them setting out their business objectives. Then we do a data maturity assessment of their team to see where they're at. And we help their employees develop learning roadmaps that combine the business objectives of the firm and their personal interests. Then, after the learning sprint, we will run the assessment again to see how progress has been, and then we will check in with the team in terms of their progress on the learning roadmap and on reaching the actual business objectives.
Thank you.
Okay. Next question over to Rajat.
Maureen, thank you very much for the presentation. I just wanted to understand, how big is your team, and then how do you build this expertise of selecting people for mentorship and for guidance?
Yeah, great question. So our team is quite small. It's a 30-person team, but the most important thing is that we are not the ones who are providing, our instructors are not permanent members of the team. So what we do is we find existing data scientists, data analysts in industry who have experience with each project. And then these are the ones who we bring into our platform to actually carry out the learning. So we provide the content, the materials for them to have something to teach, but they are the ones who bring their expertise. And in that way, our path to scaling is simply to expand the network of existing business or existing data professionals who are interested in teaching on the side, but who are not going to leave their existing very lucrative jobs as a data analyst or scientist.
And how do you, sorry, if I can ask another one, so saying, how do you source these people? How do you make sure that these are the correct guys for your platform?
Right. So far we've done a lot of both direct sourcing from LinkedIn. We also have company partnerships to connect people to companies that are already at the very cutting edge of data maturity. And sometimes we also connect to alumni from our B2C boot camps, since we also run coding boot camps for data science conversion.
Thank you, and all the best.
Okay. And last question, Pankaj, over to you.
Thank you, Guillermo. Orlin, thank you. Wonderful stuff, especially it is a much needed. So my question is, what is your CAC, if you can share with us, in terms of percentage to your revenue, customer acquisition cost? And secondly, with an extension of, can I, as a user, choose my project, or you just tell me this is what is available and I have to jump onto that learning project?
Right. So I'll answer it in reverse order, since that's also where my expertise lies. So in terms of the client scoping, so we do have off-the-shelf sprints, which are better for clients who have a lower price point, and then clients with more specialized needs or who have a greater team need, we can design a customized sprint for them. The value also for us of designing customized sprints is there are economies of scale, since later on we can reuse some of these customized sprints and adapt them for alternative clients. So in that way, we're constantly building our library of sprints, which external third parties can run with the clients that we match. And then in terms of the CAC, I do not have the figures. Angela, our CEO, is the one who manages more on the sales side, but it is not insubstantial, since right now we do a lot of direct sales, and we are also exploring strategies of partnering with firms that specialize in either data science solutions themselves. So we help them to upskill client teams so that they can uptake, or companies that specialize in digital transformation and change management, since oftentimes upskilling is a requirement for them.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Orlean. And while the judges write down some notes, how can attendees find out more about SHRMLabs?
Yeah, fantastic. So anyone who's interested can email us at partner@esquilabs.com or visit our website, esquilabs.com.
Okay, thank you very much for being here. All right, let's bring up our third participant, Repose.
Hi, I'm Teja Prakash, co-founder of Repose. According to an SHRM report on work stress, even today, employers and HRs are not provided with the right tools to quantify and measure the extent of stress felt by the employees. And at the same time, most CHROs have admitted that the current wellness programs just mitigate the effects of stress but not address the root causes of stress. This is exactly what Repose is solving. Repose not only quantifies stress but also the three critical pillars of wellness, that is, stress, recovery, and physical activity. Over 8+ years of research, we have fused consumer grade variable form factor with clinical grade accuracy to provide insights on physiological wellness metrics of employees. With a 24-hour assessment using a chest-based variable, we understand how the employee's lifestyle is affecting their wellness at different levels. So this is a typical lifestyle assessment report after a 24-hour session. Here we can see what activity is causing highest amount of stress, whether the stress is being accumulated over time. We also look into whether the recovery that you are gaining is enough to balance your stress levels and how distributed is your physical activity. Since more than 90% of our recovery happens during sleep, we also look into sleep quality to give you better insights on recovery. How do we do it? We first start with a 24-hour lifestyle assessment of employees to understand the critical problems to be addressed. Followed by a one-on-one life coach interaction, we make the employees understand what is right and what is wrong and personalize the intervention plans. With periodic assessments in place, we also understand the effectiveness of these interventions to motivate the employees to be on the right track towards a positive well-being. We integrate Repose data into workplace wellness at multiple levels to help individual employees, teams, leadership board, and the whole organization with right inputs at the right time, and also validate the effectiveness of these interventions. With state-of-the-art technologies, Repose provides personalized wellness data of employees and eliminates the guesswork and perspective bias involved in questionnaires and surveys. Given the hybrid model of working, Repose is even more helpful to look into your employee well-being even beyond physical workspace. This platform also acts as an interface between the employee, employer, and the service provider. With Repose, we address top HR challenges today, that is, prioritizing mental health, motivating the data to give great employee experience, and creating engaged and productive workforce. And not the least, we equip the future leaders with empathy. The future of workplace wellness is here. Why delay? Take charge of your employees' wellness with Repose today.
All right, great presentation, Teja, and thank you for being here this morning. Let's see, Rajat, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Teja, right? So if I'm
yes, Rajat.
Okay, tell me, how does your business model work? I mean,
so we are a B2B model wherein B2B2C, in fact, we work with corporate companies wherein we give yearly subscription to their employees so that they can take periodic assessments at the when required by the employee. If the employer says that a compulsory assessment has to happen on a monthly basis or a periodic basis, that also can be done.
So this is a lot of touch-based model, right? So it's a physical presence, etc.
No. So once the yearly subscription is subscribed by the employer, we give the straps, and basically the variables are provided to the employees, and they can take any assessments at any point of time without our intervention.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
All right, Pankaj, next question over to you.
Thank you, Teja. Very interesting stuff. But one question, I'm just a bit of a cynic since I have been privy to the HR leaders. Employees are very uncomfortable if their data is shared with HR. Extremely uncomfortable. And, especially if it is related to health, they just don't want to move forward. So have you faced these challenges? I would love to hear your perspective. How are you overcoming that?
So that's a very good question, Pankaj. So this was the fundamental factor that we considered when we are designing the architecture of the program. And what we did here is we follow HIPAA and GDPR compliance for the data protection and privacy. So first, that is taken care. Second, with respect to sharing the data with the HRs and employers, only when the employee is allowing the data to be shared with the employer or the HR, only then it will be shared. But the detailed report that you have seen is what will be in control of the employee. Only when he or she agrees to the consent, and then that will be transferred across to the employer. But what happens is we have a overall report which says that the stress score of this person is this much. That's it. We don't give you details about what is causing them stress. So only when the employee consents, that data will be provided to you. Otherwise, you will get an overall report of the organization and also the team-based metrics.
Okay, excellent. So Teja, while the judges write down some notes,
I have, if I have a question,
oh,
so sorry.
I'm sorry. I
Sorry.
totally missed you, Aditya.
No
My
problem.
apologies.
So Teja, in terms of, with a lot of these wearables, smart wearables, watches, etc., now in the market, and they also Fitbits and all, they're also promising real-time analysis and real-time data. And obviously they are doing B2C and mass market.
Yes.
And how do you plan to compete with them if they have a plugin of this kind of analytics, which might not, with the kind of funding they have, might not be tough for them to develop? How do you plan to compete with them?
Yeah, so the first point is we do not limit ourselves with the assessment, and there is a difference between the risk-based variables and what we are doing. First thing is it is not a monitoring platform that we have built here, it is an assessment platform. And this assessment platform shares critical clinical grade data to the hospitals and clinics if that is needed. So that is again important point to be noted. And second, followed by an assessment, there will be a one-on-one life coach interaction with the employee, which will detail the problems that are there in the lifestyle. So that is again a significant differentiator, I would say, because all these B2C market companies, they just give you the device and forget about you. But what we are doing is also attaching along with a service and addressing and personalizing the intervention plans for the employees.
Understand that. Thank you. And just a quick question: wherever you have deployed it so far, any early results? Any?
Yeah, definitely. So we have not engaged at a company level, but we have been working with startups and like small group of people, a group of employees in certain companies. Like there are team results that we have achieved, wherein team has also started managing the workload based on the stress that the employees are having within the team. So that actually is that is what I was telling when we are making future leaders ready with empathy. Here we are actually making them look at how much stress each person is going through and accordingly manage the workplace wellness also. So that is a significant outcome of this study that we have taken ahead. Yeah.
Excellent. Does anybody have any follow-up questions? Nope. All right. Teja, thank you very much for being here. And while the judges write down some notes, how can attendees find out more about Repose?
Yeah, so anyone can reach us at reposelife.tech, that is our website. And at the same time, they can mail me at tejaprakash@netrin.tech or contact@netrin.tech.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for being here. All right, let's bring up our fourth participant. I'm Beside You.
Hi, I'm Shozo Kamiya, founder of I'm Beside You Inc. We are founded for healing the pain of COVID-19. Now, every person all over the world communicates via online. But online communication creates a black box. It's really hard to feel people's reaction via online. So, we create system analyzing each person's reaction by multimodal AI. We analyze facial expression, face orientation, gaze, and voice. Reaction is different person by person. So, we analyze relative change in each person. Market size is quite huge because all industries suffered by COVID-19. Only 6 industries use our services generate over 1 billion revenues. This is our product. Once you set our camera up like Snap Camera on, our app starts analyzing your face and voice and conversation context and visualize your mental health status and psychological safety of all online meetings. We use these analytics systems for online education and checking mental health status of remote working people. One of our use cases is one-on-one monitoring. we are continuously monitoring both and members' communications. And if members' smile ratio and speech ratio is increasing, members' performance is also increasing. We already analyzing over 300,000 hours of video, and we can predict 96% of mental health disorder only from movie analytics. We are just 1 year and 9 months old startups, but our revenue is already reached $260,000 US per month. Our client is Benesse plus 11L client and AstraZeneca plus 14 mental health clients. Business model is horizontal SaaS. Only $10 per user per month. You can use all of our functions. We are one and only multimodal AI services specialized online communication. We already applied for 119 patents globally. Our team is multimodal AI experts. My two co-founders and I have over 50 years working experience in NTT Data, largest system integrator in Japan. And now 9 IIT graduates joined us. We already got 4 million fundraising in Japan. Last year, we got best talents and data in India. This year, we got the US market for monetizing. We visualize every person all over the world is one and only. Thank you.
All right. Hello, Shoso, and great presentation, and welcome to the stage. And for this round of QA, Pankaj, do you want to get us started again?
Thank you, Shozo. I just loved your presentation. I saw it for that. Just loved it. Very clear. So one question around, your data is so relevant. When I look at the ARR numbers, MRR numbers, they're so good. So is the usage pretty high? Is there a monthly active usage or a daily active users that you track with the companies who have taken this? So do you have those numbers with you, the daily active users or monthly active user numbers, DAO or MAU as they call it?
Yes. We are B2B services, so we can check the kind of metrics client by client. And one of our education clients using the 4,000 daily active users, students and teachers. And AstraZeneca is also using our services for 800 sales divisions people. So they are using our services day by day and using analyzing results.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shozo.
Okay, Aditya, next question over to you.
Thank you. Hi, Shozo. Great stuff. Happy to see the early traction which you have got in 1 year. In terms of your sales process, as you mentioned, your B2B to signing up AstraZeneca or any other customer, what is the process you follow as of now?
Yes. Basically, we are the enterprise guys, and we are connecting the management layers of the enterprise client and checking their KPIs and adapting our analytics result to their management for improvement their management KPIs. For example, the reducing the number of the mental health issues or reducing the churn rate if it's online paid services. So we work at NTT Data, the largest system integrator in Japan. So we adjust our analytics to client by client. It's one of our strengths.
Thank you.
Okay. And last but not least, Rajat, last question over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shozo. Again, brilliant presentation. So I'm just curious to understand, you have 11 IIT engineers. You had 4 million in funding, correct?
Yes.
That's round one. Now, in terms of, I saw you guys have gotten a lot of awards too. Is there another funding round which is going on, or what's the story? I mean, I'm sure your burn rate would be very high
Yes.
in what activities you're doing.
Yes. Thank you for your questions. Actually, we already become profitable on monthly basis. So there's no burn is occurred. But if we go if we go to the US market, maybe some investment is needed. So we are planned our Series A in next year. We are very popular among the IIT students. This year, the over 3,500 IIT students applied our internship opportunities. So we have we got top talented and also the Mr. Anand Kumar, founder of Super 30, promised us he supplied all of his online lessons. I think it's one of the best teacher data of education. So it's definitely improving our AI services.
So I'm very compelled to ask that what's your India Connect? Do you have India leaders here? You've been visiting here. What's your India Connect?
Yes, I just visited the. I definitely collaborate with IIT graduates because they are the best talent of this machine AI areas. So I visited the IIT Delhi and IIT Hyderabad and IIM Bangalore and IIM Ahmedabad and many IIT schools I visited directly and connecting the placement chairperson of the IITs. And now many IIT students love startups. So they are emphasized with our MVP and we can collaborate very. Yes. I love collaboration with IIT students.
Excellent. Anybody else? Any follow-up questions?
No,
okay, fantastic. Shoso, thank you very much for being here. And while the judges write down some notes, how can attendees find out more about I'm Beside You?
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Do you want to tell attendees how they can find out more
Yes.
about your company?
Yes, thank you very much. Anyone can access our website, I'mBesideYou.com. So at that site, you can download our materials and you can inquiry to our service. So please connect with us. I really loved with the collaboration with Indian peoples.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's bring up our fifth and final participant, Impresso.
Hello, I'm Samantha. Impresso is where we fast-track career growth and hiring for professionals and recruiters. So what is Impresso? It's a fast and easy-to-use platform providing verification as a service for recruiters and job seekers. Through authentic career information, the hiring process becomes faster and improves job matching quality. A problem we all face not only in a company but in our personal career. It takes approximately 4 months to hire a candidate and 6 months to find a new job. We pre-validate your career information from your references, work history, and your salary. This shortens the hiring cycle time by at least 25%. Impresso is fast and easy to use. Here is an example of a reference validation process. Paul is a job seeker and would like Anna to become his referee. Paul signs up and gets verified. Invites Anna to the app. Anna accepts and verifies and is now Paul's career referee. Once completed, Paul can safely share all his verifications to others or to stop sharing. Impresso's verification engine uses both artificial intelligence and blockchain technology to provide high-quality verifications and to securely share information. Here are some of our tractions, including making revenue last December and a visit from Starbucks. Our business model is simple. Pay to verify career information and pay to get access. To keep the process simple, fluid and scalable, we use cryptographic tokens in the app. Here is our go-to-market strategy. To grow user adoption, we use gaming methodology where users earn cryptocurrency. As we focus on work references, professionals will be able to request references from their supervisors and colleagues for their achievements at work. We have 2 new main global competitors today, but we believe our business model is a key differentiator that will give us the advantage. We estimate our current TAM being $2.5 billion. Businesses will see a more engaging workplace between colleagues and supervisors, where the more engagement, the more rewards. This ecosystem of authentic career information will bring rise to new services and offerings to the HR industry and supporting organizations. We have come a long way, from a COVID MVP launch and making revenues last December. 2022 would be our Grow Partnerships year. We also help support the UN SDG in productive employment. Thank you for listening. For more, visit our YouTube channel.
All right, thank you for your presentation, Ben, and welcome to the stage. For this round, Aditya, do you want to go ahead and get us started?
Hey, good morning,
Sure.
everyone.
Hi, Ben. Thank you for the presentation. Quick question around how's the plan to get, and I saw the go-to-market strategy, but in this field, you're competing with job boards and LinkedIn, etc. So how do you get more and more people on the platform so that they apply for verification? What's the hook around that?
Hey, good question. We don't plan to compete with job boards or LinkedIn. We actually are complementing the process. Our target audience are recruiters, and recruiters use job boards and LinkedIn. The funny thing is, a lot of people said recruiters or recruitment agencies are going to be obsolete 30 years ago when job boards came about, but they're still around. So we are complementing the process for recruiters, where we play a verification role for them. And this plays a unique place in the future of work. We are not the only one in this space. There's another company called Velocity Labs. They are growing exponentially. And then there's another one called TrueWork in the US. They're also gaining quite a lot of traction, and they, I think, raised around $40 million US dollars about 2 years ago.
Sure.
Thank you.
Next question over to you, Rajat.
Hey, Ben, question for you. Verification, you said this is for verification. Primarily, this is for reference verification, or can you do document verification as well?
Yes, great question. We are starting with references. So our focus now is on fresh graduates and professional women, where references through our research is more limited to male professionals. So that's where we start. To answer your question on documents, yes, we can also verify documents. At this moment, we use our own built AI engine to do that, including peer-to-peer verifications. So I'll give you an example. If a fresh graduate came out from university, I came out from Manchester University. If someone would like to validate my document, they have to go to the source of the issuer. That would mean you have to pay the university a bit of money to get that. And this whole process with privacy and all that. What we do is we get the professor, or the job seeker gets the professor, or as many professors as they want, to validate that they did go to that university and they did take that course and they did graduate. And that gets saved into, if they prefer, a blockchain reference authentication. And that gets simplified through the recruiters, where the recruiters will act as blockchain nodes that supports the ecosystem of verified information of all the users. So that's how we do it.
And how do you measure yourself in terms of, let's say, what's the accuracy percentage on verification?
That's a good question. It differs a bit depending on where the person is coming from, where the person is graduating. There's a percentage of how do I say, fraud, obviously, that could happen but that is quite obvious in every process. Yeah. So we don't have that information yet, but we know that there will be potential fraud in different areas.
Sure. Thanks, Ben. Back to you, Guillermo.
Okay. Last question over to you, Pankesh.
So Ben, I think this is very futuristic. It is big time required. It is bound to happen, putting this whole process on blockchain. How much funding have you raised, if I can ask that? Because this business requires money.
So we tried to bring together an ICO. This was close about 2 years back. As you know, Bitcoin tanked at that time, and I think we lost around 150,000. So we actually raised close to 200,000 to run the ICO, but it didn't go through. Then we did another raise, which until to date is 250,000 Swiss francs.
And what is the total subscriber base you have now?
Actually, we actually made revenue throughout. I wouldn't say we didn't do any ICO. We didn't sell any. How do you call IGO now? But we launched our app eventually last year with the tokens, and through app token sales, we managed to have revenues of around 25,000 plus today. So that's how much we've made.
Okay. All the best. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Which market you're working out of, Ben, as of now? Which country and which market is your first
obviously Switzerland, because that's where we are based. We have been in contact with the recruiters, getting them on board. Our service is now free for them. They have an option to join the node where there's a subscription model where they have to pay. And the other market where we have another person, she just graduated from Birmingham University. She's helping us in the UK market. So these are the two initial markets that we are focused on. And it's a good market too, because the UK and the Swiss are quite renowned for their recruitment agencies.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
But India is a huge market. It's one of our biggest one in our TAM.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Ben, for being here. And while the judges write down some notes, how can attendees find out more about Impresso?
Yeah, sure. You can write directly to me or Sam. I think we provided that information earlier. Is benjamin.beh. I think I can put it. Can I put it down in chat here?
Yes, as a matter of fact, you can also go into the Hopin platform and put it through there as well. And we'll make sure also that it gets posted into the chat of our social media channels. Okay.
Sure. Or you can contact us through our website, but my email is benjamin.beh@impressolabs.io. Okay. I apologize. Samantha was supposed to do this, but she's not here because of the school holidays. Or you can put samantha.lim@impressolabs.io. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much for being here, Ben. All right, and believe it or not, that actually completes the round of pitches. Let's give our competitors a round of applause, because I really think that they were fantastic pitches that we just saw. So now the judges are going to be deliberating on the pitches that you just saw. We're actually going to step off and go into a separate Zoom session. But while the judges deliberate, we hope you enjoy some great information that we have to share with you. Please also visit the Knowledge Center virtual booth for some information on this great benefit that SHRM members can get access to. There's also going to be a poll that's going to be out there so that you can vote on your favorite startup. And we're going to be posting that soon. But we will be back shortly with a decision, probably in about 10 minutes. So hang tight, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, judges, I'll see you at the Zoom session.
Thank you.
We are standing on the precipice of a new future. Never before have so many workplace challenges been present. But with each challenge comes opportunity. A chance to disrupt what was and create what will be. Now, more than ever, the time is now for HR to lead workplace innovation. And innovation is the key reason why SHRM launched the first ever Better Workplaces Challenge Cup. Earlier this year, we put out a call for workplace innovators solving the most pressing workplace challenges. Over 150 teams of entrepreneurs answered the call and competed in 17 local rounds that were co-hosted with SHRM chapters nationwide. Judge panels made up of SHRM volunteers selected the top 3 pitches from each local round to advance to the regional semifinals. The 5 regional winners competed in the finals event held at this year's annual conference.
Innovation, at the end of the day, is critical if we intend to reset, rethink, reimagine HR. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Damon John.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being in HR.
From all of these impressive presentations, only 2 innovators remain.
The 2 finalists will be Simba, and the next one is Compt.
And the winner of SHRM's 2021 and first ever Better Workplaces Challenge Cup is
Compt.
Oh
my God.
We work. That's what we do.
We get up and get at it because our work defines us.
What do I aspire to be?
This is my break, what I've been working so hard for.
I have big dreams for myself. I know what I want for my career and my family.
I want to know that what I do matters.
I want to be better than I was yesterday.
It's a small business, but my employees and their families rely on us to succeed.
Beyond our sense of self.
Our work is life.
It's entry level, but I'm going to prove I have something to offer.
This is my chance to build a career.
So close to that down payment.
These college fees are stacking up. Gotta ask for that raise.
I have to start putting more aside for retirement.
As HR professionals, we impact all of this.
What we do matters.
SHRM is an organization that represents some 300,000 HR professionals across the globe. But most importantly, we touch and affect, influence the lives of 100 million workers every day. You can't find a CEO today who is not talking about people and people issues.
And what we're for is safe and dignified workplaces for everyone.
Every profession.
Every day.
All around the world.
HR is there.
My work gives me confidence.
My work gives me hope. I can provide for my family.
My kids will have things I never had. I enjoy giving back to my community.
I have a sense of my own value.
I am finally an expert at something.
I want to instill a work ethic in my kids.
Take care of my folks.
I want to make a contribution to this world.
I love HR.
It's the most human profession.
My work gives me purpose.
My role in HR gives me pride.
HR matters.
HR is an opportunity to change lives.
What kind of world
will you create?
most challenging years our businesses have ever witnessed, SHRM Research was there every step to answer your toughest workplace questions. This was possible because SHRM members like you provided real-time insights to our team of researchers. We wanted to take time to share some of our more surprising and noteworthy findings from this year.
COVID has had a devastating impact on businesses across the U.S., particularly small businesses, but many have proven resilient. SHRM research found that over 2 in 5 small businesses had started rethinking the way they do business, and a third had found a new way of delivering existing services due to COVID.
Over 1/3 of American workers reported that they don't feel comfortable discussing race at work. This perception differs along racial lines, with 45% of Black workers saying their workplace discourages discussions of racial injustice issues at work, compared to just 30% of white workers. Interestingly, 70% of HR professionals we interviewed said these discussions are okay at work. This is an opportunity for HR professionals and organizational leaders to guide employees to have thoughtful, civil, and respectful conversations about race and create workplaces where everyone feels included and can express their points of view.
Some of the benefits that employers adopted during COVID-19 might be here to stay. Over 2/3 of organizations, 68%, said they would probably or definitely adopt broader or more flexible work-from-home policies for all workers following the pandemic.
So much of this timely body of research wouldn't be possible without our members who share their everyday, lived experiences at work. By participating in future studies, you can continue to help SHRM answer the most pressing questions that impact work, workers, and workplaces across the globe. Together, we can achieve our mission to create better workplaces for a better world.
Now that she's a manager, she's wondering, exactly how do I manage? She'll acquire the skills and confidence she needs with PMQ from SHRM, a self-paced, interactive, and entertaining learning journey. In every binge-worthy episode, managers face challenges, see the impact of their decisions, and test their growing skills with gamified assessments. Perform well, and they can earn the PMQ. Better managers create better workplaces. Pre-order SHRM's new People Manager qualification now.
most challenging years our businesses have ever witnessed, SHRM Research was there every step to answer your toughest workplace questions. This was possible because SHRM members like you provided real-time insights to our team of researchers. We wanted to take time to share some of our more surprising and noteworthy findings from this year.
COVID has had a devastating impact on businesses across the U.S., particularly small businesses, but many have proven resilient. SHRM research found that over 2 in 5 small businesses had started rethinking the way they do business, and a third had found a new way of delivering existing services due to COVID.
Over 1/3 of American workers reported that they don't feel comfortable discussing race at work. This perception differs along racial lines, with 45% of Black workers saying their workplace discourages discussions of racial injustice issues at work, compared to just 30% of white workers. Interestingly, 70% of HR professionals we interviewed said these discussions are okay at work. This is an opportunity for HR professionals and organizational leaders to guide employees to have thoughtful, civil, and respectful conversations about race and create workplaces where everyone feels included and can express their points of view.
Some of the benefits that employers adopted during COVID-19 might be here to stay. Over 2/3 of organizations, 68%, said they would probably or definitely adopt broader or more flexible work-from-home policies for all workers following the pandemic.
So much of this timely body of research wouldn't be possible without our members who share their everyday, lived experiences at work. By participating in future studies, you can continue to help SHRM answer the most pressing questions that impact work, workers, and workplaces across the globe. Together, we can achieve our mission to create better workplaces for a better world.
We are standing on the precipice of a new future. Never before have so many workplace challenges been present. But with each challenge comes opportunity. A chance to disrupt what was and create what will be. Now, more than ever, the time is now for HR to lead workplace innovation. And innovation is the key reason why SHRM launched the first ever Better Workplaces Challenge Cup. Earlier this year, we put out a call for workplace innovators solving the most pressing workplace challenges. Over 150 teams of entrepreneurs answered the call and competed in 17 local rounds that were co-hosted with SHRM chapters nationwide. Judge panels made up of SHRM volunteers selected the top 3 pitches from each local round to advance to the regional semifinals. The 5 regional winners competed in the finals event held at this year's annual conference.
Innovation, at the end of the day, is critical if we intend to reset, rethink, reimagine HR. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Damon John.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being in HR.
From all of these impressive presentations, only 2 innovators remain.
The 2 finalists will be Simba, and the next one is Compt.
And the winner of SHRM's 2021 and first ever Better Workplaces Challenge Cup is
Compt. Oh my God. Beautiful.
All right, and we are back with our decision. Once again, you know, it was a very tough, very much debated judges' deliberation that we had, and thank you very much, judges. Once again, let's give a hand to these great companies that competed today. But you know, as we mentioned at the beginning, only 2 of these companies are the ones that are going to be moving forward and competing in the semifinals of the 2022 Better Workplaces Challenge Cup. So let's get right to it. The top 2 companies for this segment are I'm Beside You and Impresso. So major congratulations to I'm Beside You and Impresso, and we look forward to your participation in the semifinals. Judges, any words that you'd like to say to our winners? Pankaj, starting off with you.
No, I just thank you to all 5 companies for putting together a great show. I'm sure there's a bright future for all of you. In the context of SHRM, Aditya, Rajat, and myself picked up the 2 after debating a lot with the help of Guillermo. And congratulations to I'm Beside You for the wonderful focus on talent, technology, and market, all 3 together, probably most balanced. And Impresso, you have the most unique model. That's called a Brave New Model. So congratulations for that. And the other 3, love the presentations. There are some inputs. If you wish to have, we will probably give it to Guillermo and he can share with you in the feedback session.
Okay, thank you. Aditya, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Guillermo. And thank you, everyone. Great sessions. And as Guillermo said that it was a fairly tough one for us to choose. I'm Besides You clearly stood out with the kind of traction in 1 year you've been able to achieve and the great market fit across the industries you've been able to prove. So all the best for your next round and wish you all the success. Impresso, as Pankaj said, model of the future, way to go as things move forward. So excited, we'll be following both of your journeys as you go through your other rounds and your future as well. So wish all of you the very best and take care. Thank you.
Okay. And last but not least, Rajat, over to you.
Thank you, Guillermo. Thank you, Guillermo. And thank you, Pankaj and Aditya. I think you guys, we all have worked it out. The presenters, absolutely fantastic. To me, each one of you are winners, but I mean, it was a difficult task for us to select, top two. Clearly, congratulations. I'm beside you. I mean, enjoyed the honesty with which you put things together. I want you guys, I wish you all the guys to take it forward. You guys have grown fantastically in just 1 year. So amazing job. Please continue doing this job. And Impresso, yes, we were impressed with your model, but I just want you to be a little bit more motivated and go out and make a kill. I mean, you two are going to be our selections, and we'll be very happy if you two can make it to the finals as well. And it'll give us a lot of pride of selecting you guys. So wishing you all the best, and to the others, we're happily here. I mean, our details are available, and you can reach out to us if there's anything which we can do for you guys. All the best. Thank you. Back to you, Guillermo.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Judges, thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate your support. And to the participants, thank you as well for competing this morning. And to you out there, thank you for attending. We hope you enjoyed this very competitive round. As we said at the beginning, this event qualifies for 2 PDCs towards your SHRM CP or SCP certification. And the code that you can use for that is 22-9T7EZ as in zebra. And we're going to be displaying that code in a second. So hard to believe it, but with this round, we actually now have completed all 10 first round segments of the 2nd annual Better Workplaces Challenge Cup. We're going to be taking a break from competition to allow the semifinalists to prepare for the semifinals. And we hope you're going to be able to join us for that. The semifinals are going to be taking place on May 17th and May 19th. And once again, the top 2 companies from each of those semifinals is going to be moving on to the finals, which will be in person at the SHRM Annual Conference and Exposition being held from June 12th through the 15th in New Orleans. Please visit betterworkplaceschallengecup.com to stay informed and register to attend the semifinals. And we hope you can join us. Have a great day, everyone. See you.